Good evening everyone, welcome to my channel Bhavya Astro. Today I will be talking about a very important topic, as in how would you go ahead and activate something very bad in your life. Most of you are unaware of the fact that when we visit a specific place, we are going ahead and activating something. For every specific ascendant, we have specific houses which represent what is evil. Like we've got the Aries ascendant, in which we've got the 6th, 8th and 12th house, which is very standard for all ascendants. However, for a specific Aries ascendant, you would have the number 6 coming in the 6th house, number 8 coming in the 8th house, and the number 12 coming in the 12th house. However, for a Taurus ascendant, you would have number 2 coming in the 1st house, you would have number 7 coming in the 6th house, 9 coming in the 8th house, and 1 coming in the 12th house. Now, when we go ahead and visit a specific place, we are activating something. You might have experienced whenever you go for something and you meet somebody in some specific place, say you go to a discotheque. The next day for it could either be good or be bad, depending upon where exactly that sign is falling, where a discotheque is represented. What is the sign that represents a discotheque? Starting with Aries sign. For Aries, I will mention all the places one by one for all zodiacs. Okay, I'll start with Aries and I'll end on Pisces. I'll try to cover the entire thing so that you understand that which are the places which are a big no-no for you, to go and visit on a regular basis, which would be giving a very big damage to you as per your astrological chart, because everyone's chart is different. What's good for me might not be good for you, so you need to understand that. Now, when you're talking about an Aries ascendant, for Aries, the first house would have the sign of Aries, that is number 1. Okay, number 6 would have the sign of Virgo, that is number 6. Number 8 would be Scorpion, and number 12, the 12th house, would have the sign of number 12. Okay, now what exactly is the 6th house? The 6th house is, do you want loans, do you want enemies, do you want diseases? If you don't want any of these, don't go ahead and visit the places which I would mention. You can make a note of it. All pathological labs, forensic departments, town planning departments where you're doing town planning, city planning, microscopic work like technician works with watch technicians. So if you have a friend who has a shop wherein he's repairing watches or else repairing mobiles, and for no reason you're an Aries ascendant, and for no reason you meet him every day you meet him, and it's a habit, you sit with him, you chill out with him, what exactly will happen? You will activate your 6th house when you have nothing to do with the 6th house. You would be surprised with the number of loans which are coming to you, whether it's credit card loans, whether it is small loans, whether the number of enemies you are attracting, the diseases you are attracting, and you would wonder why exactly this is happening. So avoid going to places such as tailoring shops as well, lathe machinery shops which are taking care of lathe machinery. Okay, shops which are taking care of anything which is minute. Coming to the 8th house, the 8th house, you've got the number 8, that is Scorpion. Anything which is hidden, anything which has technicality to do with it. Okay, anything which has technicality to do with it, like technical institutes. Then we've got secret services, we've got people who are into detective agencies, casinos, sewage treatment plants, or else anything in which it's a very secret service, okay, which is given to the people. That is your 8th house activity. Okay, until and unless you are having anything to do with the 8th house. Say for example, you are having any kind of issues coming up with the 8th house which is sudden, okay, like a sudden loss, a sudden accident, a sudden bad news, a sudden death. That means that your 8th house somewhere is activated. Now, how exactly it gets activated? It will only get activated if you're consuming the 8th house planets things in the form of food. It would get activated if you're sleeping in the 8th house zone, whichever is the planet responsible in that zone. or if you're going ahead and doing an activity, or being a part of it on a regular basis, like visiting a friend of yours, or else visiting somebody on a regular basis, this will activate your 8th house. Now in the 12th house comes, what exactly comes in the 12th house? A sign of Pisces. What exactly is the 12th house? Anything which will give you a sudden loss. 12th house is the house for investments, for bed pleasures, for foreign travel. So whenever you see the 12th house, you would see all the philanthropic organizations, such as we've got UNICEF, we've got Red Cross, which are working for others, for humanitarian works. Then organizations, where they have this regular satsang, yoga centers, Mayang temples, wherever they have artistic work happening, whether it's painting, whether it's any kind of sculpturing taking place, the Buddhist monasteries, places where you have classical music performances. Avoid going to these places. For Aries ascendant, this could be extremely dangerous, so try not to go to these specific places, so that you do not have a problem for no reason. You don't go ahead and you activate this specific sign. Moving on to Taurus. For Taurus ascendant, you've got number 2 in the first house. Apart from that, in the 6th house you would have 7 number, that would be Libra. Anyway, where you have the mode of bargaining, where you have to discuss the rates, the pricing, the trading, the communication for goods, okay, a market like a supermarket, or a place where goods are weighed, okay, because Libra is a sign, the weighing scale, the Taraju, that's the original sign for Libra. For Taurians, avoid going to any places like supermarkets. Say you're going once in the month, it's okay. But if you're going every second day to a supermarket, you're doing nothing but you're activating your 6th house for diseases, for deaths, for enemies. If you don't want all these things, please don't go to all these places. It is very, very simple. Okay, so what you need to do, avoid going to markets every day, going to buy vegetables every day. Let your wife go, let your husband go and do that if you are a Taurus ascendant. Okay, do not go bargaining in supermarkets. Do not go to the wholesale market, where you have this trading of things where you have to bargain for a specific thing and have the trading as a trader to be done. Now you have got the sign of Sagittarius in your 8th house. What exactly is the sign of Sagittarius? Sagittarius sign represents temples. The sign of temples, that is Sagittarius. So for a Taurus ascendant, whenever you want something sudden happening, something really bad happen, but that's the truth. People would tell you visit the temple every day. No, all 5 fingers are not alike. Whenever the sign of Sagittarius falls in the 8th house, whenever you will visit a temple, you will go ahead and find, it could be a temple, it could be a church, it could be a gurudwara, a masjid, it could be anything as per your religion. Whenever you are going to visit, there will be a problem coming up on your head. Avoid visiting ashrams, temples, then avoid going to orphanages, or else going to any kind of even watching news channels on a regular basis, because there is when you will go ahead and activate the energies for the 8th house. Now 12th house, you'll get the sign of Aries. Wherever you have anything emergency coming up, okay, like we've got police station, we've got fire services, okay, we've got the emergency department. So wherever you have anything in regards to emergency coming up, there is where there is a problem. You cannot go ahead with that. This could be any the electricity department, where they are supplying, where they are distributing electricity, okay, not the office where they're just sitting and collecting revenue, where they have the plant for distribution. Never be present over there. Apart from that, any kind of an industrial area, any kind of army cantonment area, these are all represented by the sign of Aries, and here the sign of Aries is gone in your 12th house. So yes, if you're planning to go overseas, if you're planning to get your visa done, if you're planning to settle out, if you're planning to, if you're having issues with bed pleasures, then is when you can activate this 12th house for you. However, if nothing is required, if everything is okay, you're having a very a very settled life, you're working, you have nothing to do with international, avoid going to these specific places. Coming to Gemini, in Gemini we've got the 3 number in the first house. In the 6th house we've got the sign of 8th house. That's the sign of Scorpion coming in the 6th house, or anything hidden, anything technical, any of the repairings, any of casinos and the sewage treatment plants, you got to avoid going over there. Any detective agencies, any technical institutes, this is something which would activate your 6th house. Going to the 8th house, in the 8th house you've got the sign of 10 number coming in. Now 10 number, we've got the Capricorn sign coming in, that is your any place where there is a decision making. So say for example, if you're in the village, the Gram Panchayat is something which makes the decision over there. So any institute which makes a decision for everyone, you would not go. Like for example, any political high command offices, like you're talking about the Shiv Sena Bhavan, which we've got in Mumbai, which is in Dadar. They are the main the center where the decision is made. So you would not go to the specific places for Gemini ascendants. Once you go there, you will be activating your 8th house for some kind of misery, some kind of accident, some kind of a big tragedy coming to you for no reason, sudden loss. That's what the 8th house is in a negative way. When you're talking about the 12th house, you have the sign of, what you've got the sign of 2 number, that is Taurus. What is Taurus? Taurus, the sign of Taurus going in the 12th house, which means any areas in any place where you have the storage, like major warehouses, storerooms, storehouses, those chilling units, uh, you could say banks, wherever they store things, goods, preserve, because the sign of Taurus is a sign for preserving. So wherever, like say for example, the fridge in your house, whenever you are going to consume food from the fridge, you will land up with some kind of loss. So avoid having food which is out of the fridge. Avoid dealing with chilled products. If you're into business and you're dealing with chilled products where you every day have to visit a chiller. For a Gemini ascendant, every day you need to visit the cold storage for your goods. You definitely will land up only in loss in that kind of a business. Provided if it is an imported product, yes, you will have gains with that. But here, if you're dealing with a product which is stored, say for example, you're from India, you're dealing in a product which is from India that is stored in a cold storage, and you're dealing with that regularly, every day you're going and you're coming, you're landing up only in losses and nothing else, my friend. You wouldn't get anything, any gains out of that. Okay. Besides that, anything where you can preserve things, that is what is the Taurus sign. So whenever you are into business and whenever you are trying to gain out of it, for specifically for Gemini ascendants, you have the sign of Taurus is the 2nd house. Anything to do with banks, freezers, chillers, cold storages, you would need to avoid going to these specific places. Once you avoid, you would see the changes. For today, I have covered Aries, I have covered Taurus ascendant and Gemini ascendant. Tomorrow I will be doing Cancer ascendant, Leo ascendant and Virgo ascendant, and which are the places which are a big no, which they should not visit, and what are the results they would be getting. After completing the series of what you need to avoid going to, I will be doing the activation for the 10th house. Most of the people who are not satisfied with their career, they are working, they are not happy. I'll tell you what exactly everyone is born with as per the 10th house. Say for example, you have a sign of Taurus in the 10th house, so I'll tell you where exactly you can work, what can give you the maximum money, what is benefit for you. Say for example, you have the same sign of Pisces in the 11th house. I'll tell you how exactly for whom this sign of Pisces is going to be beneficial, how to activate the sign of Pisces, where exactly to go, what is Pisces, what kind of a water you should consume, what kind of places you should visit, whether you need to stay by a lake, whether you need to stay by the ocean, or whether you need to stay near a switch plant. All are different techniques which are not discussed, and people only talk about visit the temple daily, and this would go ahead and activate your second house of gains, and second house of your daily income coming in, and your wealth which you have. But that is not the fact. Otherwise, all those who go to the temple the entire day, who are the people who are doing satsang for the whole day, and people who are fasting for the whole day, would I guess all of us would have been extremely rich, because if just going by the going to the temple, yes, if you are an Aries ascendant, and you have the sign of number 9 coming in the ninth house, yes, you should go to the temple. But a Taurus ascendant cannot go, because you are having that sign coming in the ninth. Say for example, if you are a Capricorn ascendant, you will have the same 9 number coming on the in the 12th house. What if you're Capricorn ascendant, the 9 number will come in your 12th house. Sagittarius is going in the 12th house. What exactly will happen? 12th house would denote loss. You go to the temple and see how much blessings you would get. To get the blessings of God, you do not need to go to any temple, any church, any mosque, any gurudwara, because God is within you. It depends how you search for Him and where you find Him. Now, if you feel that you are going to find God in some specific temple somewhere, then that's a mistake, I guess. That is the way you've been brought up, and you've been taught that, okay, God is trapped within 4 walls. Please go over here and visit Him, and you will get all the blessings. It is not that way. God is within you. We all have that power of God within us. We all are blessed. We all are His children. So we need to understand. I did specify that you would think that I'm crazy telling you not to go to the temple, but yes, please gauge. Start gauging on a regular basis. Please see the people who are extremely religious, who would go to the temple daily, morning, evening, who would not live without doing that. You see the life trend. Some of them will be doing well, majority of them will not be doing well. So please keep tuned and watch my series. Tomorrow I'll be covering the other 3 zodiacs with the special series, and I hope you've liked and subscribed to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Good night.